Hello, this is Neil from iPaintGirls.com and Namet Games, and I'm going to be doing a vlog here. I'm going to be doing some sketches of Wolverine. If you haven't noticed, there's two main different types of art videos I do. One is specific tutorials, and the other one is just kind of like vlogging, basically. I'm just kind of talking while I'm sketching, and this is my warm-up sketch for the day. So what I do, I like to do a few warm-up sketches before I start working and stuff, just to get my hand everything used to drawing and my brain into the mode, and also it gets me motivated to to do the work. So what I have here is just a quick 2 minute sketch of a front view of a person with lines come off it. Now the reason why that's there is as I zoom in here and begin to draw the character I want to draw, I have some oops I have some target points here for and by the way, what I just did there, because I'm using my pen, is first I tap on the thing where I want to begin drawing, then hold down shift and draw across, and allows you to draw perfectly straight lines when you hold shift. You can like tap here and then draw straight down. So first tap where you want to start, and then just either draw straight down while holding shift. Come on, I don't know why it's not working now. There you go. Or tap and then draw straight across like that. So it's a really neat trick to do. Right, so the reason why I do this is I have quick guidelines so I know a general idea of where everything's going to be, like proportion wise, and it really can help to do it that way. And the head I'm going to end up drawing is probably going to be a little bit bigger just because of the way I think he's going to be in this particular thing. So I'll probably have, because his jaw or mouth is going to be open or whatever. And so now I just want to kind of start getting an idea where everything's going to go. What I want is to have a kind of almost a three-course view for the front here. And I'm going to just remember that I know that that's where the bottom of the chest is going to be, so I want to make sure I get that around there. And then this chest is going to be coming over here more. And I'm sketching with the wrong thing. I should be sketching with a 5, not a size 1. So when you have a foreshorten, what happens here is this, because it's more from a side, kind of the torso is kind of being twisted a bit from the side view. And then I know that this line here, I should probably do this on this line. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm all kind of sketching on the wrong thing anyway. Yeah, oh well. So, what I want is the center line to kind of come down to the crotch area here. And what I'm going to have is, let's see, I kind of want this coming back, and then right about here somewhere is where it starts bending forward with the rib cage and everything, muscles, belly button area and all that. And then I have that's the bottom of his thing, so I know the top is going to start more around here, like right about here. And what this does is it allows you really just to think more about, you don't really have to think so much about proportions. You can just really think about the pose you're trying to draw, because you had visualized a pose and like you want to get that out, and it's easier just to kind of do it this way. And so now the hips, and this is the hardest way to draw hips, is from this 3/4 view. And I'm just thinking this through for a moment. Let's see. Right, so this leg is going to be coming way out over here. And at this, and then this part actually is going to be coming in front of. When you draw the hips from this angle, this part comes forward, then you just see some of that leg, but it overlaps part of the leg. And then this leg would come up. And I'm going to have this leg twisted this way. So you're going to be seeing it more from the side view. And let's see, I'm going to have it probably come like that, and then you'd see part of the knee. And then his calf and everything, because he's going to be kind of like over there, and then maybe just have part of his foot or something. And then this one will be from this way. I'm probably going to have, I'm probably going to cut this off by having something in the foreground anyway. But I just like to have some general idea where things are going to go as I'm sketching. And now I got to think about how, I'm going to really exaggerate his head and everything. And I'm going to put these two together now. I think I'm going to have his head coming way out over here more, like so. And maybe that will allow me to do it the way I want, what I have kind of visualized. And that head's way too big. That's about right. Right, so let's see. His ear and here, and then you have his mouth is going to be open, I think. So I have his, and I'm going to kind of have this collarbone come like that and like that. You'd see part of that lat muscle back there, and that one there, and then you'd have part of this. Now, you only see part of the shoulder, and it probably won't be that high actually. It'd probably be more like here. You would just see part of it, and then it would wrap around, and then the bicep would actually come in front of it just a bit, because that you just see it from the side since he's pulling it back. And then all that part of the muscle is going to be hidden because it's all behind him, so you can actually draw through the character a little bit here. And then I would have his, just going to draw a cone for right now, and then have his hand come up here in a fist, maybe part one finger. Then you'd see his claws coming out. Maybe I can twist his hand a little bit differently so his claws are more like that. And he's going to end up having a t-shirt on, but I still want to have the anatomy correct underneath it. You notice he's really low to the ground, which gives us more like a sense of he's really straining. And this muscle, now here's something cool about the shoulder. I'm gonna draw it normally first. So let's say I have this shoulder muscle. And remember the shoulder muscle, I don't know why this does this sometimes. My mouse, like sometimes it just gets broken and I have to use my mouse for a moment. So the shoulder is going to slightly overlap from the side of the breast here. The shoulder slightly overlaps like that. And then remember you have the center part of the shoulder where the collarbone and this muscle meet, and then you have part of the shoulder kind of coming in back of that, right? Then you have this part of the shoulder here. And, I try not to do it like comic books where they just like do shoulders way too round. It's like no one has shoulders like that. And it usually looks better if you do it more realistically anyway, with more realistic shape. You can exaggerate a little bit, but I just don't see the point in having to have it all crazy looking with just like a bubble shoulder. It's like, what the hell? No one has bubble shoulders, man. No muscle, man. And I don't think it looks that good anyway, so I don't usually do it. And then you can kind of bring this tricep comes, and you have this little bit of skin here until you come around to either the muscle or the elbow. It depends how much the arm's twisted. And remember from this, what is this called? The brachiosaurus muscle or something? Anyway, there's a muscle, and you usually can't see it unless the person's really defined. There's a muscle between this and this, between the tricep and the bicep. And then from that muscle, you have a tendon and a muscle that comes off, and this becomes part of your forcep muscle, your forearm muscle, and it comes like that, and it wraps around over the front of to the inside of your wrist, connecting to like your right at the base of your thumb. And it's good to memorize that. And then you have this other muscle comes off like that, and then this one will come out, and you have so something like that. Anyway, his arm's coming at us, so I want it to be really exaggerated and big, and have his big hand here, and then he can have his blades coming off like that. Anyway, so what isn't right here though that I wanted to change was this whole arm actually. So what if I want to bring the arm, and I decided to use this opportunity to talk about something I think is important to understand, and that's why I drew the arm regular, how it's not going to be first. What if I want to bring his shoulder back around, like he's pulling his shoulders back, like he's really straining and he's pulling his shoulders back? How do I draw that without like having to look at a reference or something? How does that look? Well, what happens is first you're going to have, as the arm twists back around and the shoulder pulls back, you're going to have just the you're going to have the bicep really showing in the front here. So you're going to have a more of a front view of the bicep, which kind of looks like this one flexed. So you have a front view of the bicep like so. You might be able to see some of the tricep, because remember the tricep is actually bigger than the bicep, so when you view it from the front you can usually see some of it in the back, especially if the person is very buff. And then you'd have the forearm from the underside. Remember on the underside you have this kind of ditch here, then you have these two muscles coming out. And I'm not sure exactly how that's going to look at from what angle, but anyway, the shoulder then, remember before the shoulder came and crossed into the almost into the center here of, you have the bicep and then this, that in between muscle, then you have your tricep, right? Well, this is going to get turned back away from us, so it's going to be behind now. So the shoulder, and you have the bicep here, the shoulder and the tricep, let's say the shoulder's going to be totally behind us now, and then it's going to kind of come and connect. You have, let's see here, oh, it did it again, stupid bastard. Don't know why it does that. I say stupid bastard like it actually, you know, bothers me or something. I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't mean to imply that I actually care that it's like as if it's getting to me or something. It's not a big deal. Right, so then I can start having the head, and that's all deformed right now, but that's okay, I'll fix it. So the shoulder muscle then is going to kind of, you're going to kind of see it more from a side view, and then part of the bicep there, and then that would come down, and everything would be the same here. Then I can have his forearm, and I'm just deciding how much I want to bend the forearm. I don't know if I want it like that, or if I really want to really extend this arm back and have it more like he's really pulling this arm back over here, and then the forearm is like, let's see, kind of coming up just a little bit like that, and then the hand here. That might look better actually now that yeah, now that I get a chance to see what that looks like. So this, at this stage, it's really a lot of it's just thinking about exactly what you want. And so I'm going to just kind of draw basic shapes here really quick to see what happens with this. Maybe kind of see a little bit more of the bicep like that. And he's still going to be pulling his shoulder back though. So I'm going to have to show how that looks by having the chest and shoulder will come back. And then, let's see here, forearm will come. Just trying to think where the forearm should be, more like that. Hand will be fist somewhere around here. I want it to be quite large though. Exaggerate it, make it a lot bigger than his head. And 1, 2, 3. No. You know what I should do actually, since I'm thinking about just the forearm right here, this is another cool trick you can do. As you're just trying to think about how to place one particular limb, what you can do is start a new layer and then just kind of draw the forearm's basic shape here. And then you can have the hand, fist shape. I want it to be a lot bigger than his head. Like I said, exaggerate, draw the things. Now I can, I'm on a separate layer. So now I can take that layer without having to move anything else. And I can decide, how I kind of want it to, how I want it to be shaped here. Do I want it more down like that? And also I can hold down the Alt key and move this here. That way I can just, bend it and maybe even move it more right about here. This will allow me to bend it however I want to see what it looks like. If I have it way up here and blades coming kind of by his face, that does look pretty powerful. I'm running out of time. Down here looks too relaxed, maybe right around there looks kind of good too. Or even like, no, more up, I think. Like, it's really flexing his bicep or something. Something like that. And then I could go ahead and come in and start sketching more how this would be. Have this kind of, you have that kind of bone right there, comes out, and then I want to kind of add this. Damn, I'm out of time. Sorry, guys. That's all for this vlog. If you guys like the idea of the vlogs where I just do these kinds of things, sometimes too, when I instead of it's either that or you won't really get anything in between tutorials. At least this way you get something in between tutorials. So if you want me to continue to do the vlogs, let me know. Please leave a comment. Appreciate it.